Welcome to Sports Connection. I'm Darrin Joins, Williamson County Schools Athletic Director. And as promised, I'm here with Mr. Tate Mathews. And this week, we're going to be talking WILLCO Awards finalist, Tate. Can you believe it? Number 11.
Number 11. Wow. Started off at the Franklin Theater right there in downtown, beautiful down Franklin High School. Outgrew that thing so fast, had to move to the factory. And year 3, went to the factory, been there ever since, right?
Been there ever since. Hey, and you were saying this beforehand. By the way, it's June 10th at the factory. Thanks to the folks at WCTV. We'll have a live stream feed, as always, for the red carpet, which starts at 5. The awards start at 7 on that night, June 10th. And obviously, we got to thank Walker Chevrolet. It doesn't happen without them, without Street Tuxedo, without Mathews and Mathews Team Sports and Adidas, without Copy Solutions. You just go right down the line. John Mayer Builders, a big part of the event for years, so we're excited about that. But again, off air, you mentioned this is the 8th time we've done a red carpet, and it's the crew once again. We'll be there along with Miss Carrie Goodwin, so we're excited about that. The 8th time.
8th time. The only time Miss Coach Carrie Goodwin was not there was COVID.
COVID, that's right.
Because we had it virtually. But yes, the one and only group is back together for another ride. It's going to be really fun. Really love the WILLCOs, but love the red carpet. Love it all there together. But just, having the young men and women come up on the red carpet and checking out what they've got going on and the drip of the boys, and then
it's good.
The young ladies, and they're always so well spoken. So it's really fun. It's worked out well. Coach Jeremy or Dr. Jeremy Qualls put that team together years ago, and I don't know, man, it just kind of clicks. And if it's not broke, why fix it?
Well, and it's like anything. You never know. Could be the last time the team's together.
Kind of like inside the NBA, man.
Similar, but not quite the same. But still. Hey, let's do this, Tate, because we want to make sure we go through this like we should.
Yeah.
We're going to go through the finalists for all the categories. We've got a couple of special awards we'll talk about, but let's just jump right in. And we're going here in alpha order by season.
Okay.
So, girls basketball finalist, Cecily Brandamore Franklin, Mary Elizabeth Fox, Page, Nyla Johnson, Nowensville, Ella Ryan, Brentwood. On the boys' side, you've got Christian Brown, Franklin, Tylen Lewis, Independence, Daniel Patton, Centennial, Davis Cochran, the young fella.
The puppy.
From Brentwood. Pretty solid categories there, Mr. Mathews.
Solid categories, and I think something that's very important because people lose sight of this. These can become emotional things, right? This is a 2024-2025 awards.
Right.
Period. All the other stuff's nice. It's awesome. It's great. Love it. 2024, 2025. And I'm just, there's some arguments to be made in both of these categories, in my opinion. I think some people think maybe some of these are slam dunks. I don't necessarily know so.
I like that you use slam dunk with basketball.
Yeah, no pun intended, right? But you know where I'm going with.
Well, I think what you're talking about is on the boys' side, you got a Mr. Basketball finalist.
You do.
Of Christian Brown, but you got a guy named Tylen Lewis. Let's face it, taking that team to the state tournament, to me, it's one of the best accomplishments I've seen from any team in WCS since I've been here. Let's don't act like people thought that crew was going to be in the state tournament again.
Including maybe the locker room, but not that community either. They can say they did. They didn't think that team was
They didn't think so. They didn't think so.
No, yeah. But I mean, really. And then you got a Mr. Basketball finalist, but then you got a guy and Daniel Patton, he might have been the most valuable to his team of any, I don't know. And then on the girls' side, Ella Ryan, right? Miss Basketball finals. How can you go wrong? But I don't know that anybody affected the game. We talked about this a lot. I don't know that anybody affected the game on the girls' side as much as Brandamore did this year.
Well, you take her off the team. I always think this too. Take them off their team and see what happens.
That's right.
I'm going to argue you take Brandamore off Franklin, it's the biggest impact of boys or girls.
Oh, I think no doubt about it. Kind of goes back to like the MVP argument in the NBA, right? What are we talking about? Is it the best player on the best team, or is it the most valuable person to that team? Because, yeah, if you take, 25, hey, I don't know what they averaged as a team scoring, but I'm betting it was under 50 points. Is that fair?
Fair.
Well, she averaged 24.9 and 13 point. I mean, really, it's unbelievable.
It's strong.
24.9, 13.6 rebounds, 3 blocks, 1 steal, 7 assists. Now, but then you look at Nyla Johnson and Mary Elizabeth. I mean, really, really strong. I think that's what's been fun in the Wilcos is early on, 11 years ago, sometimes the basketball categories weren't always for just, I could live with any of those, No,
I'm with you.
Now it's solid top to bottom.
Really solid.
Really solid. No predictions, right?
Well, unless you want to. Some of these, I'm just going to flat say it, just what.
Do it.
I mean, just what.
You're the executive producer.
People think just because there's no.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying this is my pick. I'm not saying it's not my pick, but I think Ella Ryan will win hands down. I just don't think it's a hands down is what it will come out to be. I think the voting was hands down, but I don't know that that's a hands down category.
Very well.
And it's no disrespect for her.
Very well said. Yeah. In fact, I thought she should have been Miss Basketball.
Of course.
Bowling, a couple of categories dominated by Franklin. Girls side, Everhart, that's Riley, and Isabella Sears, both from Franklin. Ashley Johnson, Independence, she won it last year. Isabella Warner, Independence. On the boys' side, again, Franklin's Coyle, John Coyle, Houston Falks, who was the best bowler during the year, didn't make the state tournament.
I know.
Matthew McCarter, Nowensville, they make the Final Four as a team. Jonas Stanley, Independence. Again, categories typically dominated by Franklin. We'll see how it goes this time.
I think if somebody had made it all the way towards the end of the state championship, I think that has to hold weight. With nobody doing it, folks, 220 average, man.
Yeah.
We've been bowling. That 220 average.
I can't do it with the bumpers.
And a game high 279. I think that trumps everything. Highest average, season average in WCS. Hey, what about this? The Wichita State commit.
I love that.
The Shockers have a bowling team.
I love that.
I love that, man.
I don't know. I'll put it this way. I would very much appreciate like some of that gear.
Houston, we need some Shockers bowling gear, bro. Bowling gear. I'll give you our UPS collect account number. We want in on this.
Be great. Girls cross country. Sienna Anderson, Summit. Lorelei Witten Summit to have 2 that are finalists. Lauren Banavac, Brentwood, Claire Stegall, Nowensville. On the boys' side, Callahan Fielder from Brentwood, Keller Vaughn, Brentwood, Logan Humphreys, Nowensville, Asher, Oates, Indy. Here are 2 that seem like shoe-ins just because you've got a couple state champions. But I'll tell you this, one of the most impressive years from anyone was Lorelei Witten.
Agreed.
Second place in the state in this, and then also 2 events at the state meet in track.
She's the next one.
She's the next one. So we'll see. Comments or any thoughts about those?
It's well, on the girls' side, it's Stegall. Has to be. If there's not, there needs to be a.
Somebody didn't count correctly.
We need a recount if we can even do that, and then I think you know who is going to be on the boys' side as well. So.
Hey, get this with Stegall. She's nominated for 3 awards. And all 3 she's won twice. She's won 6 Wilcos.
Right.
And at the end of this one, she might have 9.
I think she will have 9. Don't you?
Well, good chance.
And then Asher, I mean, not only was he the state champ, but just a great season all the way around. So
he also showed up at the state track meet. All right, let's look at football.
Ooh, boy.
Defense. You got Brendan Ains, who won it last year.
Yep.
Eric Hazard, both from Page. Tegan Lee, that was kind of a cool one. He got in there.
Yes.
From Franklin. Austin Mayfield from Ravenwood, so that's defense. We go offense. Femi Babalola, Ravenwood. state semifinalist. Kenai Johnson, Centennial, offensive MVP in his region. Clayton Merrill, Brentwood, Lucas Young, Franklin. Then you go player of the year. Again, you see Ains, Hazard, Donovan Starr, Ravenwood, Brewer, Wilson, Franklin. So this might be a good time to go over there. And I know some of you may be watching out there that have questions. Let me tell you how this works. Let me tell you. And if you got a complaint, I know Will did a great job with this last week with the graphic.
All complaints go to
All complaints.
the WILLCO
Right
complaint
there.
department.
Right there.
Zoom in on that, Will. Get real close.
So there may be some people out there that need to be educated. So here's how it works. Number one, there's a nomination that has to be made by the folks at the school level. Now, District AD does a pretty good job of going, hey, man, you want to make sure we're nominating? I
haven't got your nomination.
Try to get that going.
Yeah.
Then we've got a team of voters who know athletics. They know it. And they vote. And by the way, no, you're not going to find out who votes. These people are doing this free of charge, and I'm going to get them tormented by somebody out there wanting to see how the votes are counted. Not happening.
Not happening.
So, again, I know we got a bunch of great athletes. You could make a lot of different arguments for a lot of different people. But let's not act like this is a shake it up in a hat, pick a winner
Pick
situation.
one out, no.
I just had to get that. It was just on my heart a little bit, Tate.
Well, I got a pretty good reason why. But you're right. No, it is. I mean, this is, and again, we're not going to throw those people under the bus either. But sometimes you don't always know what you're talking about, right?
That's right.
Sometimes it's because your school dropped the ball and you didn't nominate them.
Maybe.
Now, we can't have that out there, but it could. It could be that. But again, man, some great lists. Can we start with football?
You mean defense?
That's what I meant. Sorry, defense. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I want you to you're the resident football expert here.
Well,
Give me
Brendan
your
Ains,
thoughts.
he's at UT. I saw him in spring practice.
Had a great spring game too.
Man, does he look good. Hazard, he's at Louisville.
The Has Dog.
The Has Dog. L's up all day long. Mr. Football winner. Okay. Tegan Lee, 115 tackles, not tackled for a loss, 4 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. Great year. Best year Franklin's had in years. Austin Mayfield, Defensive Player of the Year in the region. Now think about that. 6'6", 59 tackles, 16 and a half tackles for a loss, 12 and a half sacks, 2 interceptions. I'm telling you, man, is this a what are you going to do after high school award? Okay. If we're talking about a high school football game, and I'm prepared for what's getting ready to come from this, I'm not so sure I don't take Austin Mayfield, man. On a high school football field, high school football game, I go to war with that cat.
I like where we're at today. This is good.
I like it.
I like what we're doing today.
We're not talking about is he going to be playing on Sundays. I'm talking about Friday night. That guy's a tough cat.
All right, what about offense and player of the year?
Well, I think you got to go with all of them are very deserving. Merrill, they had him a lot of different places, and Brentwood offense kind of changed a little bit last year. Had Merrill been a senior 2 years ago on that team, who knows how many he'd have. But so Merrill had a really nice year, but the offense changed a little bit. Lucas Young, what can you say, man? Golly, 44 receptions, 851 yards, and 12 touchdowns. And then Kenai was the offensive MVP in 6'5". But you look at Femi's stats, 80 for 141, 1,248 yards, 11 touchdowns, 151 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, and he split time. It's got to be Femi.
How about the player of the year? Have we been able to say in the past that our player of the year, we had 2 Mr. Footballs and a Mr. Football finalist as 3 of the 4? And look at that. If you're talking stat-wise, check out Brewer Wilson's stats.
Oh, I know.
Pretty awesome. Offensive MVP for the region, 26 passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
That's great. Because in a lot of games, they were either behind or it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? They were pressing in a lot of games.
Let's call
he
it.
didn't make mistakes.
That dude was running for his life a little bit,
Running for his
too.
life. That's right.
Let's
call it what it is.
2,100 yards and a 66% completion rate. That guy had an unreal season and career.
No doubt about it.
I'm glad to see he made the list.
And then look at the other one. We've had this before, but the first 3, Ains is at Tennessee right now. I'm guessing They probably had to. I know Tennessee had to report on Sunday, so he won't be back. Louisville, Hazard's at Louisville, and Donovan's at Auburn.
You guys are excused.
You're excused, guys. But I mean, golly.
I think there's maybe a chance Hazard shows up because he's in Louisville, but I think they have 6-8 workouts.
Well, he's going to be up late. Who knows, man? If anybody do, it'd be him.
It would be.
He'd come in with that cowboy hat.
He'll try to do it if he can.
There's an argument for all of them, but I think what that guy did with the popularity thing, man, the guy just knows how to handle people. I think even if he wouldn't have won anyways, I think Hazard wins just because everybody loves him so much.
I'm gonna say this about Hazard. I'm not supposed to play favorites here.
He's one of your favorites.
It's just didn't coach him, wasn't around him all the time. I just love that.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Love
Not
him.
a kid anymore, but
It makes me almost want Louisville to win one game, but
against who?
not
Purdue.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Anyway, maybe he'll transfer. Let's talk golf now. Another tough category. You got Brooke Bennett, Gabby Diaz from Page. Gabby wins the award last year. Cameron Poirier from Summit. And then Annabelle Walton, who had the best state tournament. On the boys' side, you've got Jeb Blackburn, Jack Doyle from the state champion Brentwood team, Will Penson from Franklin. He shows up at the event again this year. Laird Williams, state runner-up. You feel like that state runner-up will be an advantage for him. But as I look through these, what about Blackburn? This guy's a sophomore from Indy. Let's not talk like Indy's a golf juggernaut here.
Right.
Because they haven't been.
Right.
As a sophomore, he won the district championship, shot a 65. He won the region championship, shot a 64. And at the state tournament, he's 10th.
Yep.
I'm not so sure he ought to win. I mean, I know Laird was runner-up at the state, which means a lot. But he was one stroke behind in one of the tournaments and 4 strokes behind in the other in the district and region. Really, Blackburn had a better year.
He did.
Just not the state tournament.
So
what do you – and then Doyle, what does their team do? They win by 20 strokes. The most dominant performance, even over girls cross country in the year. You win by 20.
Strong?
Yeah, I mean, it's – anyway.
That's
Thoughts
awesome.
about that?
I feel like Brooke Bennett has been up for the Wilcos all 11 years. I guess maybe she was playing in middle school.
State champion Page and state champion Brentwood. On
That's
the boys'
right. And then Gabby Diaz. So Walton, it looks to me like Walton and Blackburn are kind of in the same boat a little bit. Now she had a higher finish in the state tournament.
Mr. What is he now? September.
Mr. May or
Mr. May, whatever he is. Listen, he's been sending me some messages.
He's working.
He's like, you better make sure that goes where it needs to go. We love Teddy Craig.
Love Coach Craig.
He's one of the best ones. Plus, he's had such a great relationship with the baseball team over at Brentwood when he was coaching.
Yes, they're on each other's Christmas card list.
Let's go to girls soccer, Tate. We've got Ellie McDonough, Franklin. She's district co-player of the year, along with Summer Riley from Summit. Franklin makes it to the Final Four. Jackie Redding from Fairview. I like seeing her get in there.
I do too.
Offensive Player of the Year in her district. And then Reagan Vaughn of Page, again, another semifinalist. She's a commit to Evansville. I like that, the Purples. Tough event.
Do you know what you do know? Because I've told you what's in Evansville.
Well, I mean the Robert Stadium. There's got to be an eating place.
There's a Sportsman's Grill
in Evansville,
Indiana, right?
I'm just going Robert Stadium. Is that where they used to have the wrestling in Evansville? Is it Robert Stadium where they had that?
Yes, probably. I don't know where they had it, but they used to go. I knew that was on the loop.
As in Lawler and Dundee.
And Double J and Dutch Mantel, the Dirty Dutchman, man.
Dirty.
Yeah, oof. There's a Sportsman's Grill, and there's a Gerst House.
Oh.
Trying to get him to bring the Gerst House back. But let's talk a little bit about girls soccer. I don't give a flip.
Easy.
If you score 30 goals and nobody's in the net, that's hard to do. I mean, these are all great, but Summer Riley, 30 goals and 11 assists. That's tough to beat, man.
It's tough to beat.
Tough to beat.
It's tough to beat. Volleyball.
Ooh.
Man, you talking about a category. Lauren Duncan, Brentwood. Eliza McKnight, Brentwood. State runner-up. Kyra Knox won the event last year. Mia Pogue, Nowensville, but they won the state title.
Right.
There were some great volleyball players that aren't on this list.
I know.
I mean, some great ones, but I think this is a good list. I mean, Daisy Oatsfall's not on here for crying out loud. Reese Moore from Franklin. But it's hard to argue state champion, state runner-up. Brentwood honestly could have had 3.
Yes.
But, you know, you think Knox, I mean, she's been the most dominant. She won it last year. Her team won it. But I think you could make a case for any of them.
Me too. MVP of the AAA state championship.
Now, that's big.
Big. And she's the defending WILLCO winner. She's done nothing to not defend that title. Don't know. Again, I haven't seen it.
Don't at me on this.
Don't have.
But if you got a question, here it is.
Complaint department or
Complaint department.
okay.
In fact, if you don't mind, leave that. We may need that again here in a minute. So the complaint department. I think that's good. Well, maybe we'll just hold it down, and then we can just flip it back
Here,
up.
pop it back up there for a second. We'll make it even better.
Yeah, but I like it right there. We may want to flip this thing back up. So Nowensville, they're now the team when it comes to volleyball. Sorry, Brentwood. Coach Rucker's done a great job. They may win it this year, but right now, it's Nowensville. Oh, they can't win when they move up. Oh, they can?
They can. Yeah, they can.
Yeah, they can, and they did.
Yeah. It is what it is.
It is what it is. You can just let that hang there if you want, so you don't have to get involved in
No.
it. Girls wrestling. Laura Gupton, Independence. Evie Manji, Centennial, state runner-up. Samantha O'Leary, Summit. Emery Wilson, Ravenwood. O'Leary won it last year. Wilson was a finalist. Manji was a finalist last year. On the boys' side, here's the one. Listen, if anybody can complain, it's wrestling.
Wrestling.
It might warrant an email,
Yes.
honestly.
Yeah.
You got 4 state champions on the boys' side, and there's 1 state champion, Ritter Cremano, that wasn't a finalist. He went like 38-4. But somebody's got to be out.
There's only 4.
Braden Leach, Summit, again, they're all state champions. He was most outstanding wrestler at the state tournament. They're like, for those of you maybe keeping score at home, that means he was the best wrestler at the state tournament. Zachary Little, Summit. Chase Mays, Nowensville. Brody Melzoni, Nowensville. Look at the record for Mays. 51-1?
Well, see, that's where I'm struggling. Okay, seriously, that is Leach is voted most outstanding wrestler at the state tournament, and I get that. But then Mays was 51-1, and he lost to some dude out of, I think, Pennsylvania. Maybe it wasn't. He didn't get beaten. He didn't get beaten in the state of Tennessee.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. Now that one might be just draw one out of a hat.
And it would be okay.
It'd be okay.
It'd be okay.
Because again, it's a single season. We're not talking, Little and Leach, maybe have a little bit career stats on Mays and Malzoni, right? But again, this is a 1 year. I mean, they all dominated. Well, 35-2, 41-4, 51-1, and 51-5, and Melzoni's were to some guy out of I think it was Pennsylvania, some guy out of state, and then he got one of the Ryan guys a couple times. I mean, just domination.
Cheer and dance. I want to mention cheer and dance because they're going to get recognized there as they always do.
And they should.
They do such a great job. Lots of all-state performers here, people that are on teams that did well in state performances. On the cheer side, you got Haley Hughes from Fairview, Skylar Ellie Krasinski from Brentwood, Addison McCloskey, Frankwood. Hey, Franklin. I was getting ahead of myself. Maddie Taylor, Ravenwood. And then dance, Maggie Beasley, Aladi Marshall, that's Indy Summit, Delaney Menke from Centennial, Gabe Moyer from Nowensville.
Great job on the pronunciations, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
Good job.
I'm doing my thing. So want to recognize them. They'll get recognized that night too. And what's fun about what's the performers? I feel like the cheer and dance finalists do the best on the red carpet.
They're great.
They're great.
They're great.
The
And they're
interviews
great
are
as a group together.
They're great.
Yeah.
It's a It's a tight community.
Real quick, Frank Wood.
Frank,
Remember back in the day when Timmy Johnson, TJ, was at Franklin?
you know what? I love Coach Johnson.
Great guy. And they had a little thing going around back then called Franktown. I always liked that. What happened to Franktown?
Well, it's an organization now. You know, there's the Franktown organization. Maybe they.
Yeah, I know. But
Oh, you say they stole it?
maybe they'd put it on their footballs and T-shirts. Franktown. I always kind of liked it.
Yeah, can't be stealing stuff. Let's go to baseball. Now we're going.
Just going to leave that one alone.
Now we're going spring baseball. Nolan Brown, Brentwood. Carter Cumming, Independence.
Okay.
Evan McIlvain, Nowensville. This is an event that Nowensville's done really well in.
Yeah.
Brett Pachorik, Ravenwood. How about this? District MVP, and he's a freshman. Last guy that did that, Bobby Barrels, Robert Hassel.
Dang right. First MLB homer dinger last week.
Somehow Dr. Qualls, I'm not saying he tries to overstate his
Importance of that.
yes, it's not that he's trying to act like he's the reason he's good, but he's like the two
It's
of them.
almost like he feels like he discovered him.
Like they're listen, man, the guy he won the WILLCOs as a freshman.
Right.
So Pachorik, if that's your future, congratulations.
Here's the other problem. And I hope they did. Look at his stat sheet.
It's incredible. It's incredible. It really is.
It's a tough one. I think just my thoughts. I think McIlvain gets it, but really good argument for Cumming took him.
That's a tough one. I think it's another one you could draw it out of the hat.
Yeah.
I really do. Flag football. Annie Gibbs, Independence. Michaela Jordan, Fairview. Samantha Lee, Page. Carol Merville, Ravenwood. Traditionally in this category, because they don't still keep stats maybe quite the way some of the other sports do, typically the winning team gets the WILLCO. But the season Samantha Lee had, it's got to be Lee or Merville, I think.
It's a two-horse race.
But it's they'd be fillies.
Two Philly race. Very good. I like that.
So
A guy from Kentucky.
I mean, hey. So that one's going to be tough.
You can go with either one of them. Merville was the best player on the best team. 50 total touchdowns.
Man, we talked about that state championship game.
She balled out.
She did.
But Lee was, two Philly race.
Two Philly race. Girls lacrosse, Aria Burton, Brentwood. Ava Sandberg, Brentwood, both state champions. Sarah Jane Johnston, Page, state champion. Anna Zone, Franklin, semifinalist. They win that Brentwood matchup. They're going to win the state. Brentwood wins 14-4 in the finals. On the boys' side, you got Josh Bino from Page, John Brown, Franklin, then a couple of state champions. Hayden Gross, Jake Manning. On that boys' side, the fact that Nowensville won it, and nobody was really talking about them winning. Everybody, the whole year it was Franklin. And then Coach Pettit and the boys said,
took care of business.
Not so fast, my friend. So I expect it'll be one of those two guys because they're state champions. On the other side, it's probably Brentwood just because they're a large class. But, again, you could argue for any of them.
Girls, it's going to be Burton or Sandberg. Now, here's what's crazy, and I love that they got a point system for it, but does 65 goals and 18 assists trump 53 goals and 37 assists? Because it's technically more points.
I'm going to say it doesn't trump it. I want the what
People
led
like
to.
goals, though.
They do. People like points.
Points.
Your mama never says how
people
many
like threes.
That's right. How many rebounds you get. They don't really ask about that.
Nobody ever talks about Rodman and his rebounds.
They don't care.
And then on the boys' side, it's going to be Manning because Nowensville won, and he made play after play. He stacked up huge in the postseason.
If it's a regular season award, it's Gross over Manning, but they don't win it without Manning. They don't win it without Gross, but Manning definitely really stepped up. Boys soccer, Tristiano Alfano, district MVP. They're the only team that made the state tournament.
Are we done?
Simon Hetrick, Ravenwood, Aiden Pierpoint Page, Aiden Pierpoint Page, Hayden Smith of Independence. Again, definite advantage, it seems, for Alfano at this point.
There's a Page can make a case for Pierpoint. I get it. Alfano was the alpha dog. He was the alpha this year.
He was. I think he was one of the most noticeable soccer players we've had here.
Correct.
He just, every time you went to watch them play, you're like, that's different.
Yes.
Davis Long was obviously like that last year with Franklin too. Softball, J.C. Bilbrey. She's been a finalist before, Nowensville, as has Adriana Callahan Page, Audrey Cathy Summit, Marina Mason, Brentwood. She had a great year. But then you look at Page, what they did. First time they've been there since 1996 in terms of the state tournament. They take it all the way to the Final Four. Seems like it would be one of those two.
It's tough. Tough. There's an argument either way. Page went farther, the voting is after the postseason too, right?
Purposely.
Yeah, I love that, by the way.
I just think it should be.
It should be.
There's a bunch of regular season awards, and those are great. This is a season award.
Everybody knows I'm a Mason. I'm big time in the Mason fan club. My bet is Callahan gets the nod because of the postseason push that they made. That's my guess.
Tennis.
I got a pretty good idea on this one.
Emma Baker Page, state semifinalist. Sophia Caminiti, Summit. The Java Gall girls from Brentwood, Nisha and Disha. On the boys' side, you've got Tyler Fossick, Franklin. The combo of Drew Miller, Stephen Smith. They're in here individually. Brentwood, Carter Terry, Fairview.
If there was ever going to be a joint award, I think you would give it to Miller and Smith. I don't know. Maybe you got to trick up your sleeve, and you are doing it. I doubt it, but I'd be okay with that. I'd be cool with it. I think Terry might get the nod here, man.
If he would have,
if a tennis player from Fairview, but this just is what it is. If Fairview wins the tennis category, talk about
it'd be great.
Pigs flying.
It'd be great.
11 years ago, nobody would have picked this.
11 years ago, they had to borrow some rackets from down at the rec center.
Rec center.
Hey, it's not your granddaddy's Fairview.
They might have been your granddaddy's T2000s.
You always bring up the T2000s, which is solid.
It's the greatest.
That's as solid as it gets. All right, let's go girls and boys track. Larkin Johnson Centennial, state champion in the 3200. Anna Keeney Ravenwood, runner-up in the pentathlon and the 100 hurdles. By the way, she's a sophomore. Daisy Oatsfall, tough break there at the state meet, couldn't really perform. Claire Stegall, Nowensville, won the category last year. Boys side, you got Brandon Brooks, Nowensville. Cameron High, Brentwood, Cannon Kinder, Brentwood. Gavin Johnson, Centennial. Now, if they get to perform during the postseason, Daisy's got a chance.
Because she would have won at least two.
Kinder's got a chance. Kinder still may win it. But not being able to go at the state, not their fault, but they couldn't go.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do?
These two are easy for me.
Oh, I love when you do stuff.
Stegall and Johnson. Nothing against the rest of them. It just the way it played out this year, these two are easy. There you go.
Okay. We'll go quicker on these, but these are big. So female athlete of the year, you've got Knox of Nowensville, Kyra, the volleyball specialist. Daisy Oatsfall, volleyball and track. Ella Ryan dominated her sport in basketball. Stegall, cross country and track. She won 3 state titles. She holds every record. Male athlete of the year, you got a dominant Christian Brown from Franklin. You've got Jack Doyle. I like seeing him get in there.
Dang right.
Golf, one of the best guys on the golf team. He's a heck of a soccer player too. One of their best. Eric Hazard, Mr. Football winner from Page. Braden Leach, a very dominant wrestler. I like the mixture of the finalists there.
I do too.
Tough too. It's tough.
We got 3 guys that are single sports, and then we got a multi-sport guy.
Single sporter won it last year.
I know.
Jet.
Has a lot of times before. This is a tough one.
It's a really tough one.
By the way, Leach going to UT Chat, people don't know, man. That wrestling program down there at Chattanooga, that's a proud program.
They get the gear right down there too, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing.
Big time.
That's the thing.
I just was disappointed when I found out a mock was a dang bird. I thought it was like a water moccasin, man, you know? And come to find out it's like a bluebird or something.
Is it the eagle or whatever they got driving that Chattanooga choo-choo and the logo? You know, it's kind of sticking out.
Yeah, I don't even think it's that tough. It's like he's like a bluebird or something. I was like, well,
that's weak.
it's weak.
That's weak.
You could have been the water moccasins.
Well, maybe they're not located up there. You know what I'm saying? It probably has something to do with the.
There's a river. I mean,
Like, yeah, we could have been, but we don't have one.
You know, kind of like
we don't have one water moccasin.
like Cleveland going from the Indians to what are they?
The Guardians.
The Guardians.
Yeah, come on.
We need a mascot change.
Yeah, we need
just
something.
not the Guardians or the pretty weak. Man, that's a tough one. I know who you think it is. I'll save my prediction on that one.
You're going to say it or save it?
No, I'll save it. I think I know who it is.
Okay. Female Sports Coach of the Year, Male Sports Coach of the Year. And by the way, this lines up with the teams of the year, too. So you got Rob Patina's Brentwood Cross Country. Ricky Rodriguez, I thought that was cool. He got in there.
I did, too.
Ravenwood Flag Football. Brett Young, Nowensville Volleyball. Kristen Young, Brentwood Tennis. Is that a little family? Is that a little family situation there?
Yes, it is. Kristen's trying to get more championships than Brett, and at the rate she's going to catch him because she gets 2 a year.
Those are the same female teams up for the team of the year, which is Brentwood Cross Country, Brentwood Tennis, Nowensville Volleyball, Ravenwood Flag Football. On the guys' side, male sports, you got Pete Miller Summit. Thought that was cool. He got in there. Tom Pettit, kudos to the voters for getting lacrosse in there.
I agree.
Charles Rathbone Page, Chris Saunders, Brentwood Golf. Again, for the male sports team, you got Brentwood Golf, Nowensville Lacrosse, Page Football, Summit Wrestling. I thought, and I know you're talking about Riddick Romano, if you could say one team was outside looking in that was too bad and one coach, it's Will Hester and Ravenwood Football.
Yeah.
But when you go down the line, it's like
who are you going to take out?
Runner up,
Yeah.
champion. And that Brentwood golf team won by 20 strokes. I don't know if the voters know much about golf, but I can tell you this. That's pretty good.
That's boat race city while eating a tub of popcorn. Well,
hey, and it's not even getting wet.
It's not. I mean, it's not. Think about female sports coach of the year, a state champion, and yes, we're going to call the Ravenwood Flag Football state champion. 3 state championship winning coaches are not going to win.
9 state titles. Thank you, lacrosse and flag football.
That's pretty strong.
They stepped it up this year.
Big time.
All right, some other awards that night we'll give out. We got the Media Student of the Year. I love that. Dr. Qualls will be involved in that part of it. He'll also introduce our outside the line students. So the Media Student of the Year, William Cladney, Summit, Garrett Peevler, Independence, Elliston Smith, Ravenwood, Ji Jing Wong from Centennial. And then outside the lines, you got A.B. Basta from Nowensville, Luke Campbell, Ravenwood, Kyla Davis Page, Katie Lowe, Nowensville, Aaron Powers, Franklin, David Riley, Summit. Now, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings here. But if outside the lines, they're not eligible for the Media Student of the Year because we're going to recognize them on their own. If Aaron Powers doesn't win whatever those things are, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just we try to keep it separate.
Yeah.
Nobody has done, if you're talking media-wise, and I don't mind saying it, nobody, from a student standpoint, what Aaron has done during her time at Franklin. It's been for her school and the entire district.
Yeah.
I think you'd agree with that.
She's unbelievable, man. Her work ethic is, here we are, adults, looking at a high school young lady, and I am envious and
You're appalled at your own work ethic.
Envious and jealous of her work ethic and a little bit embarrassed of mine.
You know what's so funny? I was telling somebody the other day, I said, you know, when we're doing a photo shoot or whatever we're doing, I'm like, she's not only telling the adults where to go, they're listening.
They're listening.
They get over here and do that, and they're like,
oh, yeah.
It's impressive.
Oh, okay.
It's impressive. It doesn't matter. Male, female, old, young, doesn't matter. She's in charge. She's pretty special.
It's very special.
Some special awards that night I can't wait to announce. We'll announce them the night of. The John Mayer Builder Sportsmanship Award, that comes with $5,000. That's a person who's not going to the next level to participate. Doesn't mean they weren't good players on their team,
That's right.
but they're not necessarily playing at the next level and they've got great sportsmanship. Student Athlete of the Year, we'll do one. Sponsor of the Year, Courage Award, which is like the tearjerker. We had to switch that one to the end because after that award, and you're like, okay, the next award, and nobody can hold it together. But it's someone who's overcome something big in their life. Sometimes it's tragedy. And then female and male multi-sport athletes of the year, 2 of my favorite categories. Because listen, I'll say it till the end of time. You want to play 1, go ahead. But if you want to play 4, do that too.
Bring it on.
I've always thought I hate specialization. Again, I don't mind if you just want to play one sport. But if you want to, what I got to play hoops the whole year?
That's right.
Can I not do something else and move differently instead of having that same motion and
Be
everything
around
I
some
do?
different people.
Listen, I personally think, this is me, I personally think there's nothing that makes you a better athlete than competition. I believe it. And I think the weight room's important. Those are two things that don't get talked about enough.
Right.
Play more sports and lift weights. I don't care if you're a golfer. I don't care what you're getting in that weight room.
It's not hard. Jordan lifted weights.
He did.
Tiger lifted weights.
Didn't that mess up his shot, Jordan?
Yeah, boy, it really messed it up. Really messed up Tiger's swing. I mean, give me a break, man.
Give me a break. Give me a break. Tate, I can't wait. WILLCO's is here, so we'll have the show next week. That'll be live. And then the following week,
Wrap up.
we'll have just kind of a wrap-up of the whole thing.
WILLCO wrap up.
There's going to be lots of wrap-up that week.
Lots of wrap up. Get there early. Red carpet starts at 5. The show starts at 7. There are plenty. There is no excuses anymore of, well, we got to eat dinner. There's plenty of places to eat and hang out. Get in there, support these young people. It's a great, great day. Plenty of parking. It's going to be fun.
Here's what I like too. We ask all the athletes, whether they're a team or individual, to get there at 4:30. So the teams walk through first at 5 o'clock. When they're done, well, I don't till 7 o'clock. Go get you something to eat.
That's right.
And then
I can give you lots of recommendations.
if you get there and it's like I don't walk the red carpet to 6:30, go get you something to eat.
That's right.
And we'll have the 360 booth and
Mom and Dad.
we need to get in that booth, by the way. That one that we always have Mr. Tom Covington in town for that. Where they do
No doubt about
everybody's got them at the proms and weddings and
Yes.
I feel like we need to get in.
I think we do too. Dads, take your wife to Sapphire.
Good call.
Get there early.
We like daddy's dogs, but don't go there for a date.
Yeah, love Daddy's dog. Love Mojo's. It just depends how nice we're trying to get here. I can tell you what to get at every single one of them,
Yes, you can.
including Otaku Ramen.
For some reason, I don't ever go there because I have flashbacks that I was forced to eat that when I was in college.
Right, 'cause all
It's
you
a
could
different,
afford-
it's a different deal,
It's
though.
different, right? A little bit different ramen, but I get it. I mean, after you've had your 4th bag for the 5th day in a row, and that's all you ate.
Try to put some seasoning on it.
It got bad when it was so tough you couldn't even microwave your water, and you just had to eat them crunchy.
That's great. Tate, as always, appreciate you being here. Can't wait till the WILLCO.
I'll see you at the factory.
Thank you for joining us for Sports Connection. We'll see you next time.